if you are a corporate professional sitting on 15 years of expertise and you think you have to quit your job and build an audience to ever sell, you've been lied to. Now, here is what actually works. Let me tell you what the internet actually taught an entire generation of professionals about building offers. It taught them that first, you need to grow an audience. So post every day, build a following, go viral. Then maybe once you have enough people paying attention, you can sell something. It taught them that your offer has to be a course or a membership or some kind of digital product, something you build over weeks, maybe months before a single dollar comes in. It taught them that they need to be personal brands, a content machine, that their face has to be everywhere, their opinions have to be loud, and their life has to be on display. And for a specific type of person, the influencer, the entertainer, the person with time and the appetite for attention, maybe that works. But you listening to me, you are not that person. You are a corporate professional. You have a career, responsibility, a reputation to protect. You don't have 8 hours a day to post content. You don't want to be a social media personality. And so you looked at everything the internet was selling about building offers, and you quietly decided it wasn't for you. That decision may have cost you more than you realize, because the internet lied. Not about everything, but about the most important part, what an offer actually is, how it gets built, and who it's actually for. So I want to stay with me, because today I'm going to dismantle the 3 biggest lies and replace each one with what actually works for professionals like you. And I'll show you the 2-phase process we use to go from buried expertise to a sellable offer without quitting, without posting every day, and without starting from scratch. Think about this for a moment. You have been solving complex, high-stake problems inside your organization or company for years, maybe decades. You have made decisions that saved your company money. You've led teams through difficult situations. You've built systems that still run today without you touching them. People inside your organization come to you not because your title says so, but because they trust your judgment. They know that when you speak, you've already thought about it from 10 different angles. Here's the reality. That judgment, that pattern recognition, that problem-solving capacity is worth money outside the organization too. In some cases, a lot more money than your organization is paying you for it. But now here's the trap. Nobody taught you how to package it. And everything the internet tried to teach you about packaging was built for a completely different person with a completely different situation. So your expertise sits. It shows up every day from 9 to 5. It earns you a salary. And at the end of the year, you are still in the same place, wondering if, is there a way to make it work for you instead of just for your employer? I am coming to say there is. I am Richard Olo. I help corporate professionals like you extract and package their experiences into profitable consulting and coaching offers without leaving their careers and without building a content machine. And what I want to do in this video is to give you the exact framework we use. No flap, no hype, just the thing that actually works. Now, lie number 1, that you need an audience before you can sell. This is the loudest lie the internet tells you, and it has paralyzed many professionals than almost anything else. Here's why it sounds true. If you are selling to strangers, if your business model is built on volume, on traffic, on thousands of people finding you, then yes, audience matters. But that's not your model is just not B2C mass marketing. Your model is consulting. It's high value, specific, professional services. And consulting has never, not at once in its entire history, required a large audience to work. Think about how the world's most respected consultants build their practices. McKinsey didn't get its first clients by going viral on Instagram. Direct didn't build its reputation through daily LinkedIn posts. They built it through relationships, referrals, and results. One client, then another, then another. Now brings that down to your level. Oh yes, bring it down to your level. You don't need 1,000 clients. You need 3, 5, maybe 10 at the very most to build a meaningful income stream alongside your career. And here's something important. The people who need what you know are not waiting for you to become famous before they pay you. They are out there right now, sitting with a problem that you've already solved in your work. And they would pay you for access to your thinking. The question is not whether the audience exists. The question is whether you have packaged yourself in a way that makes it easy for the right person or the right people to find you and immediately understand what you solve. That is not an audience problem. That's an offer clarity problem. And offer clarity, not follower count, is what we are fixing today. That's what we are going to fix. But then stay with me, because you see, the second lie is even more damaging. So lie number 2, your offer has to be a course or a membership site or a digital product or some kind of scalable passive income machine that runs without you. Understand why this is appealing. The dream of building something once and selling it forever. That's a real idea, and it works for some people in some situation. But here's the problem with the model for most corporate professions, that particular model. Building a course takes months. It requires a level of content creation, platform setup, and marketing infrastructure that most professionals don't have time for. And if you haven't validated your offer yet, if you don't know with certainty that people will pay for, you could spend 3-6 months building something the market doesn't want. So there is a smarter sequence and starts with a different definition of what an offer actually is. You see, an offer is not a product. An offer is not a course. An offer is a specific answer to a specific problem for a specific person. That is it. It can be delivered in a 1-hour strategy session, a 90-day consulting engagement, a structured advisory package, a done-with-you implementation program. The format is not the offer. The transformation is the offer. Let me show you what I mean. I work with a CPA, Director of Finance. She had spent years solving financial reporting problems that most organizations don't even know they have. She was producing results that could have been packaged and sold dozens of organizations in her sector. But she thought her only option was to either stay employed or maybe go build a course. Nobody had showed her a third option. When we sat down together, we didn't build a course. We built what we called the Financial Reporting Clarity Program, a structured consulting engagement that delivered a specific outcome, clean, audit-ready financial reporting for a specific audience. No platform, no recording studio, no content calendar, just her expertise, packaged correctly, positioned for the people who needed it most. That's what a consulting offer looks like. And it's the fastest path from expertise to income for a professional who does not have the time to become a content creator. The internet never told you this was an option. It was easier to sell you a course on how to build a course. And that's what they did. And that's what you have believed also. Now, lie number 3, you have to quit your job fast. You've heard this one. You can't build something real while you're still employed. You have to go all in, burn the boats, commit it or it won't work. And for certain types of ventures, businesses that need your full attention from day one, that may be true. But consulting is not that kind of venture. Consulting is one of the few business models specifically designed to be built alongside a career. Because the thing your clients are paying for, your judgment, your expertise, your professional experience, is directly enhanced by your continued work in the field. The longer you stay in your role, the sharper your insight gets. The more you've seen, the more valuable your pattern recognition becomes. Your job is not your obstacle. Your job is your laboratory. Now, here's what quitting fast actually costs. It costs you financial security. Because the very first thing that allows you to be patient, selective, and calm with clients is financial stability. So it costs you a professional positioning. Because walking away from a senior role to start from scratch is not a power move for most professionals. It costs you time too. Because instead of building an offer from a position of strength, you're building it under pressure with the clock running on your savings. So the professionals I watched build the most successful consulting practices didn't quit fast. They built fast. They found their offer. They validated it with 2 to 3 clients, built some momentum, and then made a decision about their career from a position of choice, not necessity. Now that's leverage. And that's what Beyond Office is built on. You don't need to blow up your career to monetize your expertise. You need a strategy. Now, everything I've just described, breaking these 3 lies, finding your real offer, building it alongside your career, this is the work we do inside my coaching program at Beyond Office. If you want to shortcut this process, I want to invite you to book a free clarity call with me. The link is in the description. In that call, we look at your specific background. We identify the offer that makes the most sense for where you are right now. No pressure, no pitch, just clarity. As I said, the link is in the description of this video below. But now, let's talk about what actually works. Because understanding the lies is only half of it. The other half is what I call the 2-phase process that replaces those lies. So the 2-phase offer builder. This is my methodology. Phase 1, I refer to as extraction. Extraction. So here, as I call it, my 2-phase offer builder for busy professionals. So phase 1 is extraction. Phase 2 is packaging. And in both of them are exactly what they sound like. So let's start with extraction. So most professionals, when they think about building an offer, they immediately jump to, what should I sell? What topic should I pick? What should I call it? That's the wrong starting point. The right starting point is, what problems have you already solved? Not theoretically, not in a classroom, in the real world, for real organizations, with real stakes. So extraction is the process of going back through your career and identifying the specific sellable problem, the one your market will pay a premium to have solved. I want you to think about 3 things during extraction. Number 1, what do people come to you for? Not just your manager, but colleagues, other departments, people who found your number somewhere. What problem do they show up with? Number 2, what do you do that most people in your field cannot? Not because you're more educated, but because you've been in situations that forced you to develop a capability they hadn't had to develop yet. Number 3, what pain does your organization experience when someone like you isn't in the room? That absence, that gap is your offer in negative space. Let me show you extraction, what extraction looks like in practice. I work with the CEO, the co-founder of one of the most prominent insurance women's association in Africa, a fellow of the Chartered Insurance Institute. She had 20 plus years of leadership and business development experience in the insurance sector. When we ran the extraction process together, we didn't talk about what she wanted to teach. We mapped the specific problems she had been solving for her organization, for the women she mentored, for the institutions she had built. What came out was not a vague leadership coaching offer. What came out was the Insurance Leadership Accelerator, a structured program for senior insurance professionals who needed to develop specific leadership and business development capacities to advance in their careers. She didn't invent that problem. She had been solving it for 20 years. Extraction just made it visible. So phase 2 is packaging. Yes, packaging. Once you've identified the sellable problems through extraction, packaging is how you structure it, name it, and position it so that the market can immediately understand what it is and who it's for. Packaging has 4 components. Let me give it to you all at once. Component 1, the specific audience. Not professionals, not leaders, one type of person with one kind of problem. The more specific you are, the more the right people feel like you're talking directly to them. Think about doctors. A general practitioner earns good living, especially knee surgeon earns multiples of that for even the same hours of work, because the specialty signals a depth of expertise the market is willing to pay a premium for. Component number 2, the defined transformation. Not what you will teach them, what they will be able to do or stop experiencing after working with you. People do not pay for information. They pay for outcomes. They pay for the before and after. So your packaging must be built around that after, not the method. Component number 3, the proven process. This is your mechanism, the step-by-step path you take clients down to get the result. It doesn't have to be complicated. 3 stages, 4 phases, 5 milestones, whatever it is, but it has to be named, structured, and repeatable, because a process signals that you've done this before, and that increases the buyer's certainty that it will work for them. Component number 4, the last one, is the name. Yes, name it. Now notice I've said the last one, not first one. After you know the audience, the transformation, and the process, then you name it. A clear, result-focused name that tells the right person exactly what they are getting. The Financial Reporting Clarity Insight Program, the Insurance Leadership Accelerator, names that do not require explanation to the right buyer. When these 4 components are in place, you have an offer. Not a product, not a course, not a content strategy, an offer. Something the market can understand, evaluate, and buy. That's what the internet never taught you, because it was too busy teaching you how to grow an audience. Now, I want to take this moment and take you to a moment before we close. In 2013, I was a statistics student at a university here in Kampala. I paid 150,000 Ugandan shillings, about $100 at that time, to attend a business breakfast. That was serious money for a student. I was the only student in the room. The speaker was the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and he said something that I've never always carried with me now for over a decade. He said the richest place on earth is not the diamond mines of South Africa. It's not the oil fields of the Middle East. He said the richest place on earth is the graveyard, because buried in the graveyard are businesses that were never launched, offers that were never built, problems that were never solved. Because the person who had the solution believed the lies we talked about today. They believed they had to quit before they could start. They believed their expertise wasn't ready yet. And so they waited, and they took everything they knew, every lesson, every solution, every hard-won insight. They buried it with them. Don't let that be your story. The experience you have right now is already enough. The problem you have already solved are all worth money to someone who is stuck in them today. The only thing standing between you and a profitable offer is the packaging. And that is something we can fix. Yes, that is fixable. So here's what we've covered today. The internet lied about 3 things: that you need an audience before you can sell, that your offer has to be a course, and that you have to quit fast. None of those are true for a corporate professional with real expertise like you. What is true, you need one well-packaged offer built through the 2-phase process. Extraction to find the sellable problem, packaging to structure, name, and position it correctly. That's the path, not the internet's path. That's the professional's path. So here's the question. Are you going to keep believing the internet's version of how this works and you stay stuck? Or are you going to use the process that actually works for professionals who are actually like you? If you're ready to find your offer, I want you to head to that link again and book a clarity call. We look forward. I look forward to seeing you so that we can identify your sellable problem and map out what your offer could look like in just one conversation. The link is in the description. And if this video challenged something you believed, something the internet had convinced you was true, let me know in the comment. And then if you've not yet subscribed, please hit the subscribe button now. And I will see you in the next one.